The last time I remember playing a Plants vs. Zombie game was a decade and a half ago on Facebook, when it was still a relevant gaming platform. I never really did find these games intriguing long-term, as they did become boring over time, although they were still fun to play for a short duration, especially Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. You should already be familiar with what this series has been over the years. You are here to defend your lawn from a zombie invasion using plants and sun power to defend yourself. It's a somewhat challenging game while offering a leaderboard to compete with other players. I was not really expecting to see a story or any form of customization of the world. It felt a little too filler in terms of gameplay that I was looking for. Almost like sitting down to enjoy a puzzle game, but first you had to watch a story about David and Patrice as they continue to try to rebuild the neighborhood, which constantly is being attacked by George Zomboss. It really didn't seem interesting, though I suppose it was okay for those who like a tiny bit of variety in the game. Many of the plants visuals, particularly the pea shooter, struck me as cute and welcoming because of their cute little dances and overall simplicity, and that is what is probably the best part of this game's design. It's not overly complex, but it still offers a challenge. It did take a while to get out of most of the tutorial stages, which lingered into day 3, which I felt took away from being able to simply hop on and enjoy the few stages and then hop back off. In between the story, unlocking, and restoration, I found it quite distracting and uninteresting in terms of getting hands-on with it for the first 40 minutes. I mainly skipped the story as it became much of a hindrance, allowing me to finally settle back and enjoy the puzzle-style gameplay that I remember well. In Plants vs. Zombie 3, your job is to defend your lawn against the zombie invasion in a variety of random stages with restrictive uses of certain plants. There is a large number of zombies with specific powers, skills, and defenses that you need to defend against, and special stage layouts, also limiting your placement options. Killing zombies near the signs will give you additional points to move up on the leaderboard versus other players. It was enjoyable for what it was, but when I think back, I'm reminded of the original Plants vs. Zombies, where you would just log in, play hard stages, and enjoyable minigames, and that was it. In the older versions, I felt like there wasn't really much to distract you. If there was story, it was between stages and not really taking you away from the gameplay entirely to watch cutscenes and some comic strips. If the game had a greater sense of accomplishment, I would have found it much more pleasant. I didn't want to compete with any of the other players, even though I eventually made it to the top 10. It just didn't seem worth it to acquire a single power-up that could be purchased with in-game currency or real-life currency. The gameplay itself was fun for a short time, but definitely not something that I would want to continue coming back for more.